My name is Virginia Adams, and my background, I'm a daughter of hardworking parents. I am a sister to 5 siblings. I am a mother to 2 adult children and a grandmother. I am a mentor. I am a public servant, and I work with, for the most part, my passion is looking at building a more diverse workforce in healthcare. So that's been my passion for a long, long time. I grew up in Durham, North Carolina, segregated South. It was Jim Crow, so I had some interesting experiences during that period. So what I do is all shaped by my personal experiences, my professional experiences, and what I believe is my obligation to my ancestors. What I do believe, though, is, and it comes from having a strong work ethic developed over the years, when you show up with your full, authentic self. Do that, be courageous. That's hard to do, it's easy to say. Be collaborative, talk with people, be curious, and be grateful for every opportunity that you get, and make sure that when you do that, you keep the community in mind. It's not about you, it's about the community that you serve, and serve them well. So you have to show up with everything that you have.
My name is Rhonda Bellamy. I am the founding executive director and now president and CEO of the Arts Council of Wilmington and New Hanover County. I am also the chairperson of Arts North Carolina, which is our statewide advocacy group. And I am host and executive producer of Around Town with Rhonda Bellamy on WHQR Public Media. I found myself steering the ship to reestablish an arts council here in Wilmington. And so I had served formerly as the City of Wilmington's co-chair on Arts and Prosperity, the task force that was tasked with coming up with a game plan after the last Arts Council closed its doors 10 years earlier. And so I also served on the steering committee that the North Carolina Arts Council convened to look at reestablishing this Arts Council. So myself and several other arts leaders here approached the Arts Council about helping us reestablish an agency that would serve as an economic and cultural hub here in southeastern North Carolina. So I've been doing that for 10 years now.
Emerging leader.
Well, I would say to emerging leaders to develop your gut and then follow it. You know, sometimes they're not rule books, sometimes we have to make the rule books. And so, you know, just get a keen sense of what you're doing and connect with it very passionately to fuel and inform the way you go forward within your organization.
My name is James Brown, Jacksonville. First of all, I want to thank God for being here, and thank God for you guys allowing me to be here. And I'm a police officer. I'm the oldest in the nation, so to say. And so, well, the way I got started, I was a young man, very, very young, and I got in so many bad treatments as a young man coming up. And I said, if I ever get to be a man, I'm gonna help everybody that I can. And so I wanted to be a policeman or a fireman. And so when I got to be a grown man, been in the service and got out, I become a police officer. And I do help everybody that I really can.
Work that you do. My name is Wilma Williams Daniels, and I'm a native of Chicago, Illinois, but I've been living in Wilmington for over 40 years, so Wilmington has become my home. And so I would encourage people, and I've also worked with a lot of nonprofit organizations. You just feel so good when you're able to help people. And you feel so good when you can make a difference in a person's life. Make them feel like there's somebody that they count, because we all are in this together and we are blessed. I'm blessed. And I'm blessed not only to think about myself, but I'm also blessed to help others, those individuals that are less fortunate than I. So that's what I would like to leave with others. Give, and you will receive.
My name is Gwendolyn Flowers. I am a native Wilmingtonian, one of the few left. I grew up in a home with 11 people, 9 siblings, and my mom and my dad, and I'm right in the middle. When I was growing up, I said, I'm going to leave this city and never come back. And look what happened. After I graduated from North Carolina Central University, I came back home and worked in, I'll say, the housing industry because I was with the Urban Renewal Program, a construction company, then the programs with the city that loaned money to different income brackets to make renovations and repairs to their homes. And I worked with those programs for about 10 years. Because I feel like not only am I earning an income, but I'm providing a service. I believe that having a comfortable home to wake up in, to come home to in the afternoon, is just so important. It contributes so much to the good quality of life. And I feel as if I am providing a service, not only you having a comfortable home, but it is the beginning of it's the beginning of you just having that building that generational wealth. You want to have something that you can pass on to your children and your children's children, where you can create all kinds of memories. And I'd like to say one more thing, and that is that the Wilmington community has supported G Flowers Realty so much that I just cannot say thank you enough. And I just want to say thank you for all. If I've sold you a home, if I've rented a home to you, or rented a home for you, or whatever, thank you, thank you, thank you.
My name is Dr. Linda Gary. I am from Jacksonville, North Carolina. My organization is Mount Carmel Helps, Inc. And also I pastor a church, and the name of the church is God's House of Deliverance, Praise, and Worship. The lack of things that are needed in the community for children and the elderly and handicapped, it inspires me to keep going, to be a help and bridge the gap to help someone. When I went to someone's home and they didn't have food, and they was crying and crying and crying, and they said, I just need some help and I don't know where to get help at. And when we went and brought food back to their home, and they were so happy, they was just so happy that someone thought enough to hear their complaint that they didn't have, and someone rushed back to help them. I would tell you, listen, God first, love one another, be there for one another in the community, and just help one another.
I'm Dolores Hassel Rhodes. I am a retired educator. but I am a community activist in Wilmington, North Carolina. I've spent over 40 years working in various schools throughout the world, basically, from North Carolina to Massachusetts to Fairfax, Virginia, to the Department of Defense schools, to the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, and to Pender County Schools as assistant superintendent. And so my life has been centered on education. I am a lifelong learner. When you make a difference in the lives of students, parents, and the community. I was also appointed by the governor for the Board of Trustees at Cape Fear Community College, where I serve now. And it is a privilege to continue to give back. As you can see from my vita, that my life has been centered on education. You know, the research shows that what drives you starts from your inner self, and it projects out to others based on your life's experiences. If the teacher is satisfied, the student is satisfied, the parent is satisfied, and the student thrives. Those are experiences that keeps me going. And that's how I live my life. I find a way to give back, mutual respect, empathy, and trust.
Well, my name is Jana Siegel Robertson, and as of a week ago, I am now a retired professor from UNCW. And I had been a professor for almost over 35 years, almost 40 years, preparing teachers. And started in special education, my doctorate's in educational psychology. But when I came to UNCW, I decided to really focus on dropout prevention, and I became a secondary education professor. But in the last few years, started with a colleague the new art education program. So that was my job. But on the side, I've been doing some pretty large-scale community murals and art installations here in Wilmington. The main part of the mission is to bring diverse people together who normally would never work together. Bring them to a section of town that's normally neglected. I only do properties that, believe me, I'm not at the Arboretum or Arley Gardens, okay? I'm usually in Northside or in locations where a little beautification wouldn't hurt. And I don't design the murals. The community designs them. They paint them with me. And the secret sauce is I have a bunch of volunteer artists who come in and fix them up so they always look beautiful at the end. So it's a combination of gathering people together and empowering them to make our community here in Wilmington just a beautiful place everywhere. My advice to anybody who wants to make a difference in the community is to listen. The truth is, every great idea or everything I've ever accomplished here in Wilmington or even before then was from me listening to what people wanted, what they needed, and then finding their potential. And then once you see other people's potential, you will always have volunteers and supporters and people who help you. Literally every accomplishment I have is due to having really amazing people help me. And I think as long as I listen to the stakeholders, listen to the people in the community, and then involve them with the solutions, and literally take their ideas and bring them to fruition, I think what I do, anyone can do.
I am Sandra Robinson. I'm a retired educator. I worked as principal. Well, first of all, I was a teacher. I did that for a number of years. I left the classroom in 1987. I went into assistant principal at West Brunswick High School. From there, I became principal of Charlotte Middle School. From there, I became director of student support services in the Brunswick County Central Office. I stayed there 10 years, and from there, I became principal of the alternative school. And I guess that's my prized possession, having been principal of the alternative school. Working with those what was sometimes thought to be the undesirable kids, and seeing them find themselves, pull their pants up, get into the classroom and really study, perform, and do well for themselves, and graduate. Deep into programs. One of our big focuses now is health. Through Juanita Harper, we have been in contact with Novant Hospital, and we have met with several different community outreaches, and we're doing surveys and trying to find out exactly how we can close this disparity, how that we can bring people comfortable going to the doctor, how we can help them get to the doctor, how we can find finances to help them pay for their medical bills, dental bills. We've had the mammogram van come to the community. So we're doing lots of things. Our big focus now is programs, so health is one of our major projects at this particular time.
I'm Jimmy Tate, and I'm president of the Mount Calvary Center for Leadership Development. What we do is we serve communities throughout 10 counties in southeastern North Carolina. We're privileged to work with many people who are at risk or less fortunate or having health disparities. We really make the community a better place. That's our mission, that's our passion. And we also have just started a new academy that I'm very excited about, which is our VIC Academy, which is our Vocational Industrial College Prep Academy, where we're taking middle grade students who are coming from underserved communities, and we're letting them realize their full potential in grades 7 and 8. And we're also doing a component for 6th graders now, and that program is doing phenomenal. The students will get a chance to learn about vocational careers, industrial careers, and we take students and let them learn about college at an early age as well, and let them know that you can start off anywhere, but you can also go to the sky. I would give future leaders, don't let your past or your circumstances define you, or don't let where you come from define you. I come from a small town, had God-fearing, loving parents, but I still yet come from a underserved community. I come from a community that we didn't have a lot of advantages and so forth. But I did not allow that to stop me. I still believe that I could go on and achieve because of and in spite of. And I would tell every person today that's coming in leadership, know your full value, your full potential. So when life deals you some situations, and when persons doubt you, you will have that inner strength to lead yourself.
My name is Linda Stanley, and I'm the CEO and president of Dozier Memorial Hospital, located in Southport, North Carolina. I have had many mentors throughout my career, and they've been extremely important for me to get to where I am today. But I think there's one step further that we really need, and I think made a difference in my career, and that was my sponsor. That's the person who was willing to speak on my behalf, the person who was willing to put themselves at risk many times. That sponsor would be the person to speak on my behalf. And I've had many sponsors. As a result of that, I have been the first Black female to be the chamber president, the first Black female to be the board chair at the community college, and the first Black female to be the CEO and president of Dozier Hospital. That's because someone took a chance on me. Those were my sponsors.
Having worked in various industries before joining healthcare, I've worked with people from many backgrounds and experiences, but no one quite like my colleague, Dr. Eskioglu. Eric is that rare combination of compassionate clinician and creative engineer. His influence extends throughout the Novant Health Network. Eric has a reputation for being an outstanding leader and a world-class clinician. His dedication to safety, quality, research, and innovation are also recognized across the nation and beyond. As co-leaders of the Novant Health Institute of Innovation and Artificial Intelligence, I have the honor to work alongside him to solve some of the healthcare industry's most pressing challenges, while elevating the quality of and access to care. As an early champion for using data and AI to drive clinical process improvements, Eric has been a fierce ally to help drive change across all Novant Health business lines. He's a consummate student, focused on how we can improve patient outcomes and safety, inspire innovation, and deliver compassionate care that allows our patients to thrive.
Dr. Eric Eskioglu embodies the qualities that I believe every chief medical officer and scientific officer should possess. First, compassion for patients, fellow team members, and his community. Second, passion for safety, quality, and access. And then third, he has an enormous amount of knowledge when it comes to healthcare and the possibilities ahead. All of these qualities, coupled with his insatiable appetite for learning and curiosity, I believe create an energetic force that has inspired not only others inside of Novant Health, but it ignites change throughout the healthcare industry. Under his leadership, we've accomplished so much. We've become a national champion for AI medicine. We've implemented a robust COVID-19 monitoring system and created systems that model and predict healthcare-associated infections before they happen. Eric's strict standards for safety and quality balance his vision and support for his commitment to excellence and innovation. Eric's a wonderful chief medical officer.
How many people do you know who would leave their career as an aerospace engineer and go back to medical school to become a practicing vascular neurosurgeon? Eric is someone who realized and followed his true passion to help people by providing remarkable health care. Eric has showed us to never settle, never stop learning, never stop being curious about others and the world we live in. Eric inspires our team members to constantly push the limits for themselves every day and for our greater community. His courage has made us healthier in all aspects of our professional and our personal lives. Congratulations, Dr. Eskioglu.